The Woolworth Community Library is a proud supporter of the Jal Panthers. They are excited to have their kids back into schools and in sports, all while staying safe. The Woolworth Library staff encourages you to swing by the library and check out all of the cool stuff just for kids. Great reads for all ages. Call 575-395-3268 for library hours and online resources. The Woolworth Library, a proud supporter of Lee County Athletics.
Panther Energy is excited for the Jal Panthers and proud of all the Jal students' great success this year. Panther Energy is your one stop for construction, dirt work, and environmental remediation. Panther Energy, 1179 South 3rd Street in Jal, or call 575-395-2654, 575-395-2654 for more information. Panther Energy, a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics.
Mamacitas in Jal has a broad selection of specials. Try the Mexican food, asado, tamales, enchiladas, and so much more. At Mamacitas, you can have it all. Mexican food, donuts, and a steamy cup of coffee at the coffee shop. Mamacitas has authentic Mexican food from the heart of good old Jal, New Mexico. Mamacitas, 301 South Main in Jal, is a proud supporter of the Jal community. The staff of the Jal Public School District is proud of their Jal Panthers. Those late practices, hard work, and dedication paid off. Go Panthers! Jal schools have continually provided a quality education and safe environment for the students. Jal Public School System is on the move. Are you ready? Jal Public Schools, another proud sponsor of all Lee County athletics and academics. Iron Horse Sports Grill is now open. Burgers, wings, steaks, salads, pastas, oysters, and tons more, all delish. Check out their full online menu on Facebook under Iron Horse Sports Grill. Open Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. For takeout orders, just call 395-2109. That's 395-2109. Iron Horse Sports Grill, a taste you'll remember. 204 East Kansas Avenue.
For over 25 years, Eunice Pump and Supply has been more than just a business. They've been a part of the heartbeat of Eunice. From the oil fields to the classrooms, Eunice Pump and Supply is all in backing the athletes, cheering on scholars, and investing in the future of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply takes pride in their hard-working team, their dedication to excellence, and most of all, the youth. Visit Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, and now proudly serving Lovington at 321 North Main. Your hometown partner and a proud supporter of Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, local, loyal, and proud to serve.
Good evening and welcome to Van Horn, Texas, as we get ready for game number 3. Actually, make that game number 4 of the 2024-2025 season. It has been a long trip to Van Horn. I'm TJ Miracle filling in for Ron Gunter. Mr. Gunter dealing with some health things right now. Ron, hope you get to feeling better on a nice evening from here in far west Texas, where the Guadalupes and the Davis Mountain meets. Beautiful facilities here at Van Horn. Last time I was here was about 30 years ago, actually, for a Texas 1A game. So it's been a while since I've been here, but we are actually on the roof of the visitors' press box. So just something to be aware of. There's probably not much I can do about the wind and stuff. I'm going to take a quick timeout. Got to handle this phone call as Panther football continues in a moment.
The Woolworth Community Library is a proud supporter of the Jal Panthers. They are excited to have their kids back into schools and in sports, all while staying safe. The Woolworth Library staff encourages you to swing by the library and check out all of the cool stuff just for kids. Great reads for all ages. Call 575-395-3268 for library hours and online resources. The Woolworth Library, a proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Iron Horse Sports Grill is now open. Burgers, wings, steaks, salads, pastas, oysters, and tons more, all delish. Check out their full online menu on Facebook under Iron Horse Sports Grill. Open Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. For takeout orders, just call 395-2109. That's 395-2109. Iron Horse Sports Grill, a taste you'll remember. 204 East Kansas Avenue.
Panther Energy is excited for the Jal Panthers and proud of all the Jal students' great success this year. Panther Energy is your one stop for construction, dirt work, and environmental remediation. Panther Energy, 1179 South 3rd Street in Jal, or call 575-395-2654, 575-395-2654 for more information. Panther Energy, a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics.
Mamacitas in Jal has a broad selection of specials. Try the Mexican food, asado, tamales, enchiladas, and so much more. At Mamacitas, you can have it all. Mexican food, donuts, and a steamy cup of coffee at the coffee shop. Mamacitas has authentic Mexican food from the heart of good old Jal, New Mexico. Mamacitas, 301 South Main in Jal, is a proud supporter of the Jal community. The staff of the Jal Public School District is proud of their Jal Panthers. Those late practices, hard work, and dedication paid off. Go Panthers! Jal schools have continually provided a quality education and safe environment for the students. Jal Public School System is on the move. Are you ready? Jal Public Schools, another proud sponsor of all Lee County athletics and academics.
Panther Energy is excited for the Jal Panthers and proud of all the Jal students' great success this year. Panther Energy is your one stop for construction, dirt work, and environmental remediation. Panther Energy, 1179 South 3rd Street in Jal, or call 575-395-2654, 575-395-2654 for more information. Panther Energy, a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics. For over 25 years, Eunice Pump and Supply has been more than just a business. They've been a part of the heartbeat of Eunice. From the oil fields to the classrooms, Eunice Pump and Supply is all in backing the athletes, cheering on scholars, and investing in the future of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply takes pride in their hardworking team, their dedication to excellence, and most of all, the youth. Visit Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, and now proudly serving Lovington at 321 North Main. Your hometown partner and a proud supporter of Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, local, loyal, and proud to serve.
The Woolworth Community Library is a proud supporter of the Jal Panthers. They are excited to have their kids back into schools and in sports, all while staying safe. The Woolworth Library staff encourages you to swing by the library and check out all of the cool stuff just for kids. Great reads for all ages. Call 575-395-3268 for library hours and online resources. The Woolworth Library, a proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
And welcome back to Jal Panther Football here on the Jal Sports YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm TJ Miracle filling in for Ron Gunter tonight. Ron, hope you get to feeling better as we get ready for the start of this one. One more non-district tune-up after tonight for Coach Satterwhite's Panthers. They come in at 1-2 on the season, but have played a tough schedule. They played 3A number 2 Dexter to open the season, lost that game 52-0, then took on Santa Rosa, who's the number 1 team in 2A. Fought hard, but came up short 32-14, and then took it to the Hobbs JV last week, 36-28. So Coach Satterwhite looking to pick off a Texas team here tonight, a Texas 2A team, the Van Horn Eagles under head coach Brock Tyrrell. They are, well, Max Preps has them at 1-0. I think they're actually 2-0, but they didn't report their final score against Clint. And they did win last week here at Van Horn at Eagle Stadium against Tornillo, 55-0. Going to be a little confusing tonight. Both teams wearing light-colored uniforms. The Panthers wearing the road white unis with blue letters and numbers and yellow hats. For the Van Horn Eagles, they are wearing gray uniforms with red letters and numbers, and they have the red helmets on. So hope that you are doing good tonight. Tonight's game brought to you by the Woolworth Community Library, Iron Horse Sports Grill, Panther Energy, Eunice Pump and Supply, Mamacitas, and the Jal Schools. Thanks to Tiff and Evie keeping an eye and an ear on things back at One Radio Square as we prepare for the start of this non-district matchup tonight here in far west Texas. 88 degrees as we kick it off. Winds out of the southeast, gusting at about 20-25 miles an hour. And I am on the roof of the press box, so we may get a little wind noise and assorted other tonight. So just bear with me, doing the best that I can. And the Van Horn Eagles won the toss, and they did elect to receive, or did they defer? Looks like they deferred, and so it'll be Jal Football to start the game for Van Horn under Brock Terrell. Look for Jesus Urias. He is pretty much their do-everything quarterback. Going to be a battle tonight of running quarterbacks, as Daniel Ornelas, also extremely mobile and likes to run with the ball. So it's the Eagles of Van Horn coming out onto the field. The Panthers are already like, all right, we're here. Let's go. Let's get this done. So I completely agree with them. Welcome tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Jal Sports YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com. Be sure that you subscribe to the Jal Sports channel. We would certainly appreciate that. Whoa, there we go. And I am kind of the Lone Ranger tonight from up here in Van Horn, actually down here in Van Horn. So not an easy place to get to. I actually drove by the Blue Origin facility on the way in. Yes, the where they do the Jeff Bezos of Amazon fame rocket flights. Yeah, it's on a little twisty, turny, windy, up and down 2-lane highway, and quite the facility out there looks like. Again, yeah, I hadn't been at this facility in about 30 years, and it's gotten turf, but it's got a giant scoreboard, and they've done a lot of work around here. Hats off to the Van Horn schools, Culberson County schools, for that. And so Van Horn will kick it away, and they will be kicking to the east. So here we go, and the kickoff is up and off of the bounce. It'll be Zayden Lujan who takes it. He brings it to the near side, looking for a little space, and he'll step out around the 30-yard line, and that's where the Panthers will take over. First down and 10. Ornelas, the quarterback, Zayden Lujan, is the do-everything running back as well. He says that's been the first 3 games of the season. So your Panthers come out, and we'll have the first shot at it here tonight. A bit interesting, Van Horn wearing gray tonight. They actually wore red last week. I saw that in the video that I managed to pull up for this one. So here we go, as Ornelas from the pistol formation. He's got Lujan in the backfield with him, ready. Hand it off to Zayden, comes near side, gets a little bit of a block, crosses the 30 to the 35, make that the 36-yard line. It's actually a pickup of 2. And so it'll be second down and 8 for your Panthers. From here in Van Horn tonight, a 6 o'clock start time, 7 o'clock Texas time. Yeah, Van Horn right on the central time zone / mountain time zone look. So on a second down and 8 for the Panthers from the 36, make that the 37-yard line. Ornelas awaits the snap. It's a high snap, and he'll option pitch it. Lujan trying the left side, gets a good block, and then up to the 40-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4 for Zayden. And so it'll bring up a manageable third down and about 4 to go for your Panthers. Sorry, I'm working on the scoreboard here too. So call it 3rd and 4 for the Panthers, as they are right at the 40-yard line. Need to get it up to about the 44. From the far hash mark, Panther football. Ornelas waits the snap. Gets it, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, sweeps to the left side, gets away from one, gets across the 45, puts his shoulder down and out near midfield. Good run there for Zayden Lujan. Gets the first, Daniel Ornelas move the chains. First down for your Panthers, as that'll be a pickup of 10 for Ornelas. So new set of downs for Jal, opening possession of the ball game. They've got it right at midfield. 2 minutes have elapsed, opening drive of the ball game. As Ornelas puts trips to the right side, single receiver to the left, high snap, those a wide receiver, screen complete, near side, across the 50 to the 45, gets away from to the 40, trying to get to the sideline, cuts it back, runs into one of his own men, and slung down at the 30-yard line. It's a 20-yard completion to Davian Navarrete, and move the chains. First down, Panthers. Good job by the Panthers. And another good block down the field. David Gaitan with a couple of good blocks in the early goings of this one on the opening drive. So from the 30-yard line, the Panthers have penetrated into the territory of the hometown Eagles. Twins to the left, single receiver to the right. Gaitan on that right side. High snap, fake the handoff to Zayden. Rolling left, looking, throwing, have a man, and overthrows the intended target as Ornelas overthrows the intended receiver right there. Number 2, Zacchaeus Ramos. Ramos got free, but just overthrown. So incomplete, and it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Panthers. Panthers not a team that throws it just a whole lot, maybe trying to throw a little extra wrinkle into things here in the early goings. So from the 30-yard line, 2nd down and 10 inside Eagle territory. Twins left, single receiver to the right. Split backs in the backfield this time with Ornelas. Ornelas barks out the signals, high snap, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, and he is hit behind the line and will get forward back to the 30 as he was met and dropped quickly by Ivan Gonzalez. So it'll be officially no gain on the play on the keeper for Ornelas, and that'll make it 3rd down and 10 time for the Panthers. Had some success with the sweeps earlier. You might want to think about that. Of course, the rules in football in Texas a little bit different. Nothing that's going to, I think, impact the game any. Still on a 3rd down and 10, Panther football. Moved it, but now they've stalled out a little. High snap, looking to pass over the middle, and miscommunication as, not sure who that was intended for, as Ramos and number 5 for the Panthers. Let me get that number. That's Faulkner. Looked like they were both on crossing routes, and neither one of them was quite at the right depth, so incomplete. And it'll be 4th down and 10. You got to think Coach Satterwhite is probably going to go for it deep inside of the territory of Van Horn. On a beautiful evening for football here in far west Texas. Twins to the left, single receiver to the right. On 4th down and 10, first big play of the ball game. Ornelas fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, sweeps to the right side, gets away from one. He's across and falls forward. 25 out to the 20-yard line. Will depend on the spot, but I think he's got enough to move the chains for another Panther 1st down, and he will. And so reset the downs, and the Panthers enter the Eagles' red zone. Officially at the 19-yard line, so give Ornelas 11 on that one. 3 carries, 21 yards for Daniel. And so now on a 1st down and 10 at the 19. Deep inside Eagle territory, Jal trying to cash in on their opening possession of the ball game. 8:13 remaining here in a fast-moving so far first. Twins to the left, single receiver to the right. Split backs in the backfield. High snap, bobbled, handled. Nellis keeps it himself, and he will get a yard, maybe 2, before we've got a scrum that is going to develop. And they're going to say, looks like right at the line, so officially no gain on the play. And that'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 for the Panthers at the Eagle 19-yard line. Pardon me. Of course, the Panthers getting a win. 36-28 over another team of Eagles last week, that being the Hobbs Eagles, the JV version. Take on another 6A JV next week in Las Cruces on Thursday night. Talk more about that later. Twins to the right, single receiver to the left, high snap, and flags fly. And we're going to have false start on the Panthers. That's a toughie. First penalty of the ball game and of the drive, and so that'll tack 5 yards onto this one. So it'll be a 1st down and 15, 2nd and 15, as that will move them back outside of the red zone to the 24-yard line. Big American and Texas flags on the field here at Van Horn. So now on a 2nd down and 15, Twins right, single receiver to the left. Ornelas handles it, and whistles fly and flags fly. So let's see what the ref says it's going to be. This one coming from the far side field judge, and it's another false start on the Panthers. Yowza. So it went from being 1st and 10 at the 19 to being 2nd and 20 now, back at the 29-yard line. Ugh. You shoot yourself in the foot with penalties like that. Those are tough. So on a 2nd down and 20 now. We're not quite 2nd down in El Paso, but 2nd down in Sierra Blanca at this point. Split backs in the backfield, blitz coming. Hand it off on the sweep. It'll be Lujan, gets a block, cuts it back, and he gets it back to the 20-yard line. So Zayden Lujan will pick up 9 of the 20 that they needed. 15 yards on 3 carries for Zayden, and so it'll be 3rd down and 11 for the Panthers. Ball back at the 20-yard line, so back inside the red zone. Jal Football opening possession of the ball game, and they have taken up almost half of the quarter so far. 6:48 to go here in the first. Single receiver left, single receiver right, 2 tight ends in the ball game, split backs in the backfield. Fake the handoff to Lujan, and nothing doing as trying to go over left tackle is Ramos, Ornelas, pardon me. He's going to get a yard out of it. And so it'll be 4th down and 10 now for the Panthers. No question about it. They'll definitely be going for it. Checking into the ball game will be Davian Navarrete. Coach Satterwhite sends in the play from the sideline. Let's see what he's got on a 3rd and 10. Or rather a 4th down and 10. You know, he just let Ornelas take it on the sweep a minute ago. Ball right in the middle of the field. Go twins to the left, single receiver to the right for the Panthers on their 2nd, 4th down try. Fake the handoff to Lujan. Roll it to the right. Throw it back across the middle, and that one knocked away at the last minute. Intended for Faulkner, but knocked away, and that will be incomplete. And so it'll be over on downs for the Panthers. And so the Eagles defense bends but does not break on the opening possession of the ball game. 5:50 remaining here in the first quarter. No score, so flip the sides of the field. Look for Urias. He's kind of the do-everything player, just like Ornelas is for the Panthers. Javier Muro is his main running back. His favorite target, Luke Carrillo. So it'll be Urias from the shotgun. He's got Muro in the backfield with him. Pick it off the turf, hand it to Muro. He goes left. Nothing doing as the Panthers swarm in on him. He'll get back to the line, but nothing else doing. Coming up from the bottom is Gaitan. Good stop there for the Panther end. And it'll be 2nd down and 10 as Muro is off, and he is hobbling a little bit as Urias comes in from the sideline. And so we've got an injury on the sideline, and an injury timeout going to be taken as Muro is down and down hard. He got hit hard by a couple of Panthers, so injury timeout. We'll take a quick break and be right back as Panther football continues in a moment. Jal Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Panther Energy is excited for the Jal Panthers and proud of all the Jal students' great success this year. Panther Energy is your one-stop for construction, dirt work, and environmental remediation. Panther Energy, 1179 South 3rd Street in Jal, or call 575-395-2654, 575-395-2654 for more information. Panther Energy, a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics.
Mamacitas in Jal has a broad selection of specials. Try the Mexican food, asado, tamales, enchiladas, and so much more. At Mamacitas, you can have it all. Mexican food, donuts, and a steamy cup of coffee at the coffee shop. Mamacitas has authentic Mexican food from the heart of good old Jal, New Mexico. Mamacitas, 301 South Main in Jal, is a proud supporter of the Jal community.
Back here at Eagle Stadium in Van Horn after the injury timeout as Javier Muro injured on the first play, so we will have a new running back in the ballgame. I'll catch that young man's number for you here in just a minute. Urias from the shotgun, low snap, picks it up off the turf, has to take it himself. He's going to sweep to the right side, hit the backfield, gets away from one, cuts it back up the middle. He's across the 20 out to the 25-yard line. It'll be a pickup of about 5 for Urias, and it'll be a 3rd down and 5 now as he got away from the initial look by the Panthers. And then managed to come in and make some more yardage after Daniel Gomez couldn't hold on to him. Evan Faulkner helping clean him up from his defensive back position. So an important 3rd down and 5 here. early in the contest from the Eagle 25-yard line. It is Van Horn football from the shotgun. High snap handled. Looking pressured, hit as he throws. It's a wounded duck up in the air, and that one almost picked off, but they're going to be flags flying. And they are going to call a hold. So they're going to call a hold, actually, on Van Horn. I'm not sure I accept this penalty if I'm Coach Satterwhite. So let's see what the call is officially. Where is the white cap? I'm still waiting on an official call, and it will be holding on the Panthers. What? All right, so an automatic first down on a defensive hold. Huh. All right, so that will be the third penalty on the Panthers for 20 yards, and it'll give Van Horn new life out to the 35-yard line, first down and 10. I don't remember the last time I saw a defensive hold, at least on a pass play, or on any play for that matter. So the Eagles get new life. They're at their own 35-yard line. New set of downs to work with. First down and 10. Fake the handoff, throw it over the middle, and that one out of the reach of the intended target. Urias is 0 for 2 in the passing game. Intended that time for number 13. That's Cabazuela. So incomplete, and it'll be second down and 10. So far, the Panther defense has done a pretty nice job here. Again, I apologize for the camera work in advance. I am flying solo tonight, so trying to get it to where you can see it okay. So on a second down and 10 to go. Let me get that fixed right quick. From the shotgun, it's a high snap, knocked down, and then a sack. Going to be recorded back at the 29-yard line. Shooting the gap and coming through for the Panthers. Number 52. Great job there for Jaden Walker. And so it'll be a sack on Urias. He's had some problems tonight, and that'll be a 6-yard sack. And so it'll be third down and 16. So third down and 16. Panther D trying to hold after a strange holding penalty. High snap once again, back to pass. Urias comes near side, floats it over, and that one is going to be almost picked off. That one had pick six written all over it. Knocking it down, reaching up and grabbing it, Zaid Lindman. If Lindman can control that one, he is gone into the end zone with the pick six, but I think maybe he was thinking a little too much about that pick six and not enough about controlling the ball. So incomplete. It'll be fourth down and 16. And so let's see what Coach Tyrrell decides he wants to do deep in his own territory. From the Eagle 29-yard line, fourth down and 16. They're going to put the... Yep, now they shift out, and they will have Urias back to punt. And better snap this time, but whistles sound, and got guys fighting away from the ball. And so let's see what the call is going to be. Usually something like that is going to be false start. And it'll be delay of game, so a 5-yard penalty on the Eagles, their first infraction of the ball game. So fourth and 21 for the Eagles, move them backwards. As Lujan back deep to receive. So Yeti is back to punt once again. He's going to send the Gunners out to the near side. Of course, he is the quarterback. You've always got to be aware of that. And a kick is up, and it is a good one. Helicopters, and then will bounce at the Panther 40. Takes an Eagle bounce, then takes a Panther bounce, then takes an Eagle bounce. And finally kind of goes in between and stops in the middle. And it'll be down there by Ethan Gary before Lujan can get to it. So the Panthers will take back over. So the Panthers get the ball back, new set of downs. And 3:51 to work with here in the first half of play. I'm TJ Miracle filling in for Ron Gunter. Ron, hope you get to feeling better very soon, my friend. Tiff and Evie Stuber keeping an eye and an ear on things back at One Radio Square tonight. A full night of football from Lee County teams. I get my sheets and things ready to go. All right, back here. As Ornelas hands it off, but nothing doing. Zayden gets away from one, reverses his field, comes back to the near side. He picks up a block. He's down the sideline. He's to the 50, to the 40, to the 30, and it's a foot race, tippy toe, and finally going to be nudged out. They're going to say at the 28-yard line. So let's see, that's going to be 12, 22, 32, 36 yards on one that it looked like that Van Horn had sniffed out. Winds up being a long gain. And a first down for the Panthers, their fourth of the ball game. 47 yards on 4 carries for Zayden Lujan. And still first down and 10. The Panthers back deep. There's a little bit of trouble with the handoff, but Zayden got it, and he ran into trouble and then got away from Urias over on the far side and then turned on the Jets near side. Got a couple good blocks, and that really helped spring him. And Ornelas with the option pitch to Lujan. He goes right, gets around Gaitan, dances, and gets across the 25 down to about the 23-yard line. It'll be a 4-yard pickup for Lujan. Now 5 carries and 51 yards. And it'll be second down and 6. So second and 6 for Jal. Knocking on the door of the red zone once again. This is kind of where the drive stalled out earlier on their first drive of the ball game. Now on their second possession. And not a huge crowd on hand for Van Horn. Almost as many Jal folks here as there is Eagle faithful. But the Panthers have always traveled well. Twins to the left, single receiver to the right, and that was just a blown play from the word go. As Ornelas looking for somebody to hand off to, and somebody, I think, cut the wrong way, so it'll be a loss on the play. Loss of 2. And Robertson on the stop, so it'll be third down and 8 now for the Panthers. Ball spotted at the 24-yard line, again, deep in Eagle territory. Under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter of play. No score as of yet. Jal, one more tune-up pre-district. That'll be next week back at the friendly confines of Panther Stadium. Twins left, single receiver to the right. Ornelas waits on it. Hands it off. Gaitan this time. Nope, it's going to be Daniel keeping it himself. Whoa, yeah, throw the flag. He's going to pick up 5, get out to the 20-yard line. 4-yard pickup for Ornelas, but you've got a face mask after that. Question is it one of the bad ones? I think that rule applies here in Texas, and it will be personal foul face mask, and so that will be 15 yards and a new set of downs for your Jal Panthers, their 5th first down of the ball game. Ornelas got a lot of it, and then he'll have 15 tacked on to the end of it. 2 penalties, 20 yards for Van Horn. And so it'll be first and goal from the 10 now for the Panthers. So knocking on the door from almost the goal line. Ornelas with it. Hand it to Gaitan. He gets away from 1, gets away from 2, doesn't get away from numbers 5 through 9, and picks up 2 yards on the play. So second and goal from the 8, big number 64, that's MJ Baeza. I wouldn't want him sitting on me like that. So a second down and 4 as they tripped up Baeza. Lujan over on the sidelines. As Coach Satterwhite choosing to go with a little bit bigger lineup out there with Gaitan as the running back. Let me get him added in right here. So high snap, hand it off. Gaitan sweeping to the right side, has a look, stiff arms a man at the 5, dives for the pylon, and is in there. Put 6 on the board. Touchdown Panthers as David Gaitan goes 8 yards to the house for the first Panther score of the ball game. So 6-0 for the Panthers as the Panther fight song playing from a portable music system that was brought along. So on to attempt the extra point for the Panthers. That's Vasquez out of the hold of Lujan. And the kick is up, and it is no good as it goes wide to the right. But the Panthers cash in and take the lead 6-0. 48 seconds to go in the first as Panther football continues in a moment. Jal Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Iron Horse Sports Grill is now open. Burgers, wings, steaks, salads, pastas, oysters, and tons more, all delish. Check out their full online menu on Facebook under Iron Horse Sports Grill. Open Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. For takeout orders, just call 395-2109. That's 395-2109. Iron Horse Sports Grill, a taste you'll remember. 204 East Kansas Avenue.
For over 25 years, Eunice Pump and Supply has been more than just a business. They've been a part of the heartbeat of Eunice. From the oil fields to the classrooms, Eunice Pump and Supply is all in backing the athletes, cheering on scholars, and investing in the future of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply takes pride in their hard-working team, their dedication to excellence, and most of all, the youth. Visit Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, and now proudly serving Lovington at 321 North Main. Your hometown partner and a proud supporter of Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, local, loyal, and proud to serve.
David Gaitan cashes in a 62-yard Panther drive. The point-after attempt is no good. And with 48 seconds remaining in the first quarter, Jal takes the early 6-0 lead. Back here at, I'll keep wanting to call it Volcano Vista. Van Horn, back here at Van Horn tonight. Beautiful night for football. Panthers and the Eagles of Van Horn. I'm TJ Miracle sitting in for Ron Gunter. A little bit under the weather. Hope you get better soon, Ron. Of course, a full night of Lee County football. We'll talk about that. Time permitting here in just a few minutes. No, Vasquez will tee it up at the 40, and he will kick it away. And it'll be a short kick. That one will be fielded back at the 32-yard line and heading around the right side and hit as he crosses the 35 is going to be number 2 for Van Horn. That is Avron Correa. So they're going to call it at the 37-yard line. Good pursuit. Nice tackle made by the Panthers. Good job there for Gamez in special teams. Still about a 5-yard return on a short kick from Vasquez. So it'll be first down and 10 for the home team, Van Horn, from their own 37-yard line. Panther D held them extremely well on their first drive. Let's see if they can pick it up in the second. Urias, low snap, picks it up, hands it off. New back in the ball game, gets about a yard or two. That is Segura. He said 30. I thought it was 38, but I'll go with theirs. So a pickup of 1 on the play will bring up a second down and 9 now for the Eagles of Van Horn. Van Horn in a district that looks like it was drawn by the NMAA. They're in District 4 2A Division 2 here in Texas. They do things a little different here in the Lone Star State. Urias from the shotgun, sends trips to the left side, single receiver to the right. Gotta go and that'll be the end of the first quarter, so switch ends of the field. Panthers lead this one 6-0 as Panther football continues in a moment. Lovington Sports, old habits, Jal Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com from Kicks 103.
The Woolworth, proud supporter of the Jal Panthers. They are excited to have their kids back into schools and in sports, all while staying safe. The Woolworth Library staff encourages you to swing by the library and check out all of the cool stuff just for kids. Great reads for all ages. Call 575-395-3268 for library hours and online resources. The Woolworth Library, a proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Panther Energy is excited for the Jal Panthers and proud of all the Jal students' great success this year. Panther Energy is your one stop for construction, dirt work, and environmental remediation. Panther Energy, 1179 South 3rd Street in Jal, or call 575-395-2654, 575-395-2654 for more information. Panther Energy, a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics.
Back here in Van Horn, Texas, as we start the second quarter. Sorry, I am on the roof, and yeah, it's a bit Let's just say it's not ideal, and I just stepped on my headset, which is never a pleasant experience, especially for the person wearing it. Probably not a pleasant experience for you either, hearing it's, knock my noggin there. So, all right, well, back to it. Hat slightly askew. So we flip into the field now, as I almost lost my stat sheet, and coming to the near side, Urias keeps it himself. He gets away from one. He's across the 40 and tippy-toes down the sideline. I think they're going to give him 4 or 5 yards more than he deserved. They're going to put him at the Panther 40-yard line, and so that'll be a pickup of, there's 10, 20, 24 yards for Urias, and it'll be the second first down for the Eagles. He is 23 yards on 3 carries, new set of downs, their first penetration into Panther territory tonight. Put it right at the Panther 40. So a first down and 10. Jal leading this one 6-0. Twins to the left, single receiver to the right. Urias from the shotgun. Waits on it, gets it, fakes the handoff to Segura, rolls left, gets through the initial contact, and then is met and swarmed under right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be no gain on the play. Good job by the Panthers coming through on that one, as the Panther that cleaned him up right there, number 22, Daniel Ornelas. So Daniel out there playing offense and defense. Still a second down and 10 now. Just underway, second quarter. Panthers holding on to a 6-0 lead. Eagles trying to get something moving along here. As Van Horn will send a twin to the right, a singleton to the left. Hand it off, Segura. Nope, fake the handoff, throw it, completed at the 35. Down as that was complete to number 2. And it'll be a first down as that goes to Avron Correa. Correa actually just shy. That'll be the first completion of the day. And it'll bring up a third down and 1 to go situation here for Van Horn. So from the 31-yard line, second down, third down and 1. Still trying to pick up their scoreboard. So 3rd and 1, and flags fly. I think everybody just got a little bit antsy there. False start on Van Horn. So that'll be their 3rd penalty of the game. And so we talked about it when Jal had it. Penalties hurt him. And that one's going to hurt Van Horn because it'll take it from 3rd and less than a yard back to 3rd down and 6. It'll move them back outside the 35, pardon me, to the 36-yard line. Of course, game 1 of 5 Lee County games on tap tonight across our family of streams and stations. Tatum Coyotes taking on the Fort Sumner Foxes, 8-man action from Tatum tonight. And the Eunice Cardinals and taking on a Texas team from Eunice. Back to pass, Urias, and he is going to get sacked back at the 45-yard line. Big job, big doings right there for the Panthers. Big number 59, Fernando Salceda. He will get the 2nd sack of the night. It is a 6-yard sack. And so now it is 4th down and 12. But you've got to think Van Horn probably going to go for it. Great job by Segura to get that sack. So let's see what the Eagles are thinking here with 9:45 to go first half. Segura ran through and grabbed a hold of Urias and just held on and eventually took him down. And they are going to line up and look at the offense. High snap, but they will decide to kick it away. It is a high wobbler into the night sky. Lujan fields it at the 15, comes near side, 20, 25 to the 30, looking for the sideline, and gets pushed out of bounds around the 36-yard line. I'm going to say right at the 35. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Panthers, leading this one by a score of 6-0 and a chance to expand on that one. So from the 35-yard line, Panther football. Of course, Eunice taking on Morton tonight. Eunice Sports YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com. The Lovington Wildcats actually opening district tonight as they are over at the Wool Bowl in Roswell. Dawn Morgan taking care of that one for me tonight as I fill in for Ron Gunter. And the Hobbs Eagles not too far from where we're at over in El Paso, taking on Parkland. All those games again on HobbsAmerica.com. Up the middle, Zayden, spin move, gets across the 35 out to about the 37-yard line. Pick up a 3 for Lujan. And so bring up a 2nd down and 7. 6 carries, 54 yards for Lujan. Panthers on the march once again with 9 minutes, a little more than 9 minutes left here in the first half. Ornelas with twins to the left, single receiver to the right. Hand it off. Lujan comes near side, gets a good block. He's across the 40 to the 45 and out near midfield. And right at midfield. So that'll be, let's see, that's 3, that's 13, but Zayden is slow to get up. So Lujan will get the 13-yard first down for the Panthers, but then is slow to get up. 7 carries, 67 yards for Lujan, but you certainly hope that he's going to be all right as the training staff will attend to him. He got hit hard by a couple of Van Horn Eagles. One thing about Van Horn, when they hit, they do hit hard, looks like, down there. So with an injury timeout, we'll just keep it right here. Say thank you to the Jal Schools, Mamacitas, Panther Energy, Woolworth Community Library, Iron Horse Grill, Eunice Pump and Supply, making Panther football possible for you. Lady Panther Sports as well. I'm TJ Miracle filling in for Ron Gunter, who's a little bit under the weather. Yeah, I mentioned earlier Van Horn in District 4 2A Division 2. And like I said, I think the NMAA had something to do with drawing out this district. It makes sense that, teams like Wink would be in their district, Wink and Ira Ann, even though that's a little far. But El Dorado, Texas, and Sterling City, Texas, which are about 4.5-hour drives from here. El Dorado may be even further than El Dorado, pardon me. Actually, my friend Houston Rutledge went to El Dorado High School. But yeah, that's a long, long road trip. Like I said, it seems like some of them we get in New Mexico sometimes. So first down for the Panthers, as Gaitan will check in at the running back as Lujan being attended to on the sideline. So 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Hand it off. Gaitan comes left side, initiates contact, and then will be slung down right at the line. Probably no gain for David on that one, as number 15 in on that stop. That is Martinez. Big 64 by Isa, too. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Panthers after no gain for Gaitan. Ball still spotted right at midfield. 8:20 remaining here in the first half. Jal leading 6-0. Twins to the right, single receiver to the left. Tight end in the ball game on the left side. Ornelas fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, got a little room, and drags a couple of Eagles with him still on his feet. And then the push down to about the 40-yard line. It'll be 10 yards for Daniel Ornelas, who just said, nope, I'm going, and you can't stop me. And so move the chains. First down, Panthers. 8 carries, 34 yards for Ornelas so far this evening. Panthers march the ball into Eagle territory. So first down and 10 from the 40. 15 seconds on the play clock. Still plenty of time. They're going to have to move, though. Under 8 to play here in this first half. So new set of downs for the Panthers in Van Horn territory. Twins right, single receiver to the left. Ornelas waits on it, high snap. Hands it off, a little delay. Gaitan with huge hole up the middle. He's across the 30, and then a shoestring tackle to the 25-yard line. 15 yards for Gaitan, and move the chains. First down, Panthers. As he went through, and then it was a shoestring saving tackle basically by Urias there that kept Gaitan from getting his second touchdown of the ball game. They'll mark him between the 24 and the 25-yard line. 1st and 10 for Jal. They'll say the 24 officially. So a 16-yard gain. Ornelas barks out the signals. High snap, keeps it himself. Starts it right, comes back across the center. He's across the 20, down to the 15-yard line. Pickup of 9 for Ornelas. Just playing big boy football in there. So 2nd down and 1 for the Panthers. 9 carries, 43 yards for Ornelas. Almost 5 yards a carry, or almost, about 5 yards a carry. You like to see that. But Gaitan's averaging 2. Lujan much better than that. Of course, you hope he can come back in. So 1st and 10 for the Panthers inside the Eagle red zone. Actually 2nd and 1 inside the Eagle red zone. From the 15-yard line, Ornelas waits the snap. Has Gaitan on his right shoulder, and he'll take it left, gets a block, goes to the corner, cuts it back, 10-5, put it in the end zone. 6 on the board, touchdown Panthers. 24 yards on the quarterback keeper for Daniel Ornelas, and the Panthers will take the 12-0 lead over the hometown Van Horn Eagles. So good job by Ornelas right there. 10 carries now, 67 yards. And I think Panthers probably going to go for 2 here. Try and get that extra point that they missed back. And the Panthers will come out and they will line up for 2. New back in the backfield this time for the Panthers is going to be Salinas. Ornelas from the pistol formation. Waits on it, 2-point conversion. He'll roll right, throw right, complete to Gaitan, and put 2 more on the board for the Jal Panthers as they take a 14-0 lead with 6:21 remaining here in the first half. Panthers in control of this one on the Jal Sports YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com.
The Woolworth Community Library is a proud supporter of the Jal Panthers. They are excited to have their kids back into schools and in sports, all while staying safe. The Woolworth Library staff encourages you to swing by the library and check out all of the cool stuff just for kids. Great reads for all ages. Call 575-395-3268 for library hours and online resources. The Woolworth Library, a proud supporter of Lee County Athletics.
Panther Energy is excited for the Jal Panthers and proud of all the Jal students' great success this year. Panther Energy is your one stop for construction, dirt work, and environmental remediation. Panther Energy, 1179 South 3rd Street in Jal, or call 575-395-2654, 575-395-2654 for more information. Panther Energy, a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics.
A 60-yard drive is capped off by a 24-yard keeper for Daniel Ornelas. The 2-point conversion is good, and the Panthers in control with 6:21 to go in the first half of this one, 14-0. I'm TJ Miracle from atop the visiting press box here at Eagle Stadium. Thanks for being with us tonight. Jal Panther football, of course. So Vasquez will tee it up, and he will kick it away to the east. And it's rare to have an east-west field. They do. A little squib kick picked up by Urias. He shakes, he bakes, he moves. He gets it to the 35-yard line, and that's where the Eagles of Van Horn will take back over. Yeah, they are in a spread-out district that they'll start, I believe, next week or week after, too. That's El Dorado, Sterling City. Not fun trips for these young men, and not fun trips for those young men from those other towns needing to come up here either. Not a foul. Not sure how they went. I'll have to ask after the game, but I came down through Carlsbad and then the back way. I think I'm taking the interstate home. Empty set in the backfield this time for Urias as the Panthers lead 14-0 over Van Horn. Urias with it, 3-step drop, looks, comes across the middle, is complete to Correa, out across the 45 to the 47-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 12 to Correa, his second catch of the night. He's caught both the completions, as a matter of fact. Third first down of the ball game for Van Horn. 2 catches, 21 yards for Correa. And it is first down and 10 once again. From the 47-yard line, Eagles still in their own end of the field. Just that a bit. Empty set again. Pump fake. Urias now going to get flushed. Comes near side. Looks to throw it. Throws it underneath. It'll be complete to Correa again. Ball pops out, and they say he never had control of it. So it'll be incomplete, and that'll be second down and 10. Big hit put on there by the Panthers. Good job in the secondary coming over Davian Navarrete. And so it'll be 2nd down and 10 now for Van Horn. Again, I don't know why I want to keep calling them Volcano Vista. So on a 2nd down and 10, under 6 to play here in the first half, 5:46 remaining. Panthers up 14-0. Trips to the left, Twins to the right. And think about it, and now they will just run it himself, and not a lot of room to go as Gaitan was right there and takes down Urias. No gain, but I think we may have a personal foul on the play. Came in on the near side. We may get a face mask on this one. Let's see for sure. Face mask or maybe a horse collar. And we will have holding actually on Van Horn. So it'll be holding on Van Horn, so no gain on the play. And then to add insult to injury or injury to insult, whichever you prefer this time, they'll move it back 10 yards, and it'll go from 2nd and 10 to 2nd and 20. Coach Satterwhite plays the percentages and moves them back to their own 40-yard line. So after the 10-yard penalty, I think they only moved him back 5, so it must not have been a hold. I'll fix the score bug in a minute. High snap, Urias handles it. Long drop, tosses it, completes it over onto the far side. That's Correa again, and he's going to get it back to the 35-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 5 on that completion. Correa with his 3rd catch of the ball game. And now it'll be 3rd down, and we'll call it 14. So yeah, it was 20, I guess. So 3rd down and 14 now from the 42, 43-yard line. Call it the 43-yard line. Eagles still in their own territory. 4.5 to go here in the first. Trips to the right side, single receiver to the left. Might ought to keep an eye on Correa. Back to pass, Urias. Pump fake, nobody open. Now he lets it fly, going up the seam. Navarrete jumps, tries to get it, and incomplete as Carrillo wanted a flag. Navarrete with just good coverage down the field. Also great coverage on that for the Panthers was number 7. That is Landon Edwards. And it'll be 4th down and 14 after the incompletion. So 4th and 14, and it looks like it will be punt time again. Of course, Urias says the punter, you've got to be aware. Back deep to receive this time for your Panthers is going to be Navarrete, and it's a high end over ender, and Davian turns the wrong way, watches that one bounce, and it's going to take a big Eagle bounce inside the 10 down to the 4-yard line where it will be downed. And so the Panthers with 4:11 remaining in the first half with a 96-yard field to go. So the Panthers with going to need to get it basically to Pecos to score. Yeah, very interesting east-west field here. You don't see that very often. Wind blowing out of the south on a beautiful night here in far west Texas. So the Panthers, they mark it at the 5 officially. So 1st and 10 for the Panthers, a new set of downs. Switch the possession arrow there. So a long way to go, but all 3 timeouts remaining for the Panthers here in the second quarter. Already leading by 2 touchdowns. From the shotgun, that is Ornelas. He'll just take it himself. Sweeps to the right with a little room across the 10 out to about the 12-yard line. So a pickup of 7, 11 carries, 74 yards for Ornelas. 2nd down and 3. So 2nd and 3 for the Panthers. Now out of the shadow of their own end zone. And it looks like Coach Satterwhite going to be content pretty much just to keep it on the ground. I think that's the right call. Ornelas just 1 of 4. The one was a biggie. It was a 20-yarder to Navarrete, but they do much better when they just keep grinding it out. Pound and grind, pound and grind. As always, Ornelas waits on it. Hands it off, coming back. Gaitan, huge hole up the middle. out to the 22-yard line. So it'll be a pickup of 10 for Gaitan. 4, make that 5 carries for Gaitan now. 36 yards, and it'll be a Panther first down. So the Panthers moving it very efficiently on the ground. Almost 200 yards rushing so far in the first half, collectively as a team. Now split backs in the backfield with Ornelas. 2 receivers in the formation, 1 left, 1 right. Hand it off, Navarrete squirts through and drags a couple Eagles with him across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Davian Navarrete with a 9-yard pickup on his first carry of the game. So second down and 1 before the gang tackle. Oh, nope, and they're going to go ahead and give him forward progress, so give him another yard and move the chains. First down Panthers, their 10th first down of the first half. They have dominated time of possession. They've dominated everywhere. Under 50 yards right now of offense for Van Horn in the first half. 2:25 to go. Panthers on the march. From their 32-yard line, fake the handoff. Ornelas keeps it himself, coming to the left side, looking for room. Finally gets it to the edge, cuts it up across the 40, to the 50, to the 40. One man to beat. It's a foot race to the 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Put it in the end zone. 6 on the board. Touchdown, Panthers. Taking that one in from 68 yards out. Daniel Ornelas has his second rushing touchdown of the night. And the Panthers roll to a 20-0 lead, the point after to come. 142 yards on 12 carries for Daniel Ornelas. And we are getting about to the point where if we were in New Mexico, we would start talking about mercy rule clock and mercy rule timing. Well, the University Interscholastic League in Texas has not adopted that rule. And so, they don't do that here in Texas. So you can get, except for 6-man, which you can get some awful lopsided scores. So the Panthers elect to go for 2 once again. Ornelas with it, rolls right, looks right, just going to have to tuck it, take it himself, creates contact at the line and bangs it into the end zone and puts 2 more on the board. So the Panthers take a 22-0 lead over Van Horn from here at Eagle Stadium in Van Horn. We'll be back in a minute as Panther football continues in a moment here on the Jal Sports YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com.
Iron Horse Sports Grill is now open. Burgers, wings, steaks, salads, pastas, oysters, and tons more, all delish. Check out their full online menu on Facebook under Iron Horse Sports Grill. Open Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. For takeout orders, just call 395-2109. That's 395-2109. Iron Horse Sports Grill, a taste you'll remember. 204 East Kansas Avenue.
For over 25 years, Eunice Pump and Supply has been more than just a business. They've been a part of the heartbeat of Eunice. From the oil fields to the classrooms, Eunice Pump and Supply is all in backing the athletes, cheering on scholars, and investing in the future of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply takes pride in their hard-working team, their dedication to excellence, and most of all, the youth. Visit Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, and now proudly serving Lovington at 321 North Main. Your hometown partner and a proud supporter of Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, local, loyal, and proud to serve.
A 95-yard drive, which takes less than 2 minutes off the clock. Daniel Ornelas caps it off with a 68-yard touchdown scamper. And the Panthers roll the 2-point conversion and now lead it 22-0. And it'll be another squibber that bounces through, takes a funny hop. Finally going to be picked up back at the 20 by Urias. He gets it to the 24-yard line before he is met and dropped by a couple of Panthers, as leading the charge there for Jal, number 50. That's Steven Cervantes. And we've got a player down. So maybe just a cramp. I said that was Urias. That was not. I apologize. That was, let me get it back to the right page here on the return. That was Gray, number 1. So Gray, number 1 on the return, and is a little bit hobbled getting up. He'll go to the sideline. See if they can stretch it out. So 2:03 to go here in the first half of play. Panthers in control of this one. In a game that has moved pretty quickly. That's what happens when you don't have a lot of passing. Just 12 passes combined for the two teams so far in the first half. Single receiver to the right, single receiver to the left. Going max protect for Urias. He waits on it, gets it. Actually, new quarterback in the ball game. And the handoff across the 25 to number 25. Let me get a number on that young man. That is Ramos. So Ramos picks up 2 on the play. We have a new quarterback in the game, too. And timeout taken on the field. So we'll just keep it right here. Say a big thank you to our friends at the Woolworth Community Library, Panther Energy, Mamacitas, Jal Schools, Iron Horse Grill, and Eunice Pump and Supply, making Jal Panther football possible, and Lady Panther sports in the fall as well. I'm TJ filling in for Ron Gunter. Good to be back with the Jal Panthers. Be back with you next week as well. A Thursday night affair as the Las Cruces JV will come to Panther Stadium. We'll have that for you Thursday night about 6 o'clock. Dawn Morgan will be joining me on the call for that one. Dawn tonight is covering the Lovington Wildcats. Of course, that's our normal beat now after doing Jal for 7-8 years. Good to be back with the Panthers, and thanks to Dawn for filling in for me tonight on Lovington. And, of course, Ron, we hope you get to feeling better very soon, buddy. So out of the timeout, under 2 minutes to play, 1:55 to go here in the first half. 2nd down and 8 for the Van Horn Eagles. Jal up by 3 touchdowns. And new quarterback indeed in the ball game is going to be number 15. That is Asher Martinez. So Martinez now the quarterback from the shotgun. Hands it off. Sweeping to the left side, looking for some room and finds some across the 30 to the 35, out to the 38-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 11 for Ramos. And it'll be a first down for the Eagles. So Coach Terrell trying to find a little spark with some of his bench. New quarterback, new running back in the ball game. 1:25 to go, first half. Van Horn will have the football to start the second half. Single receiver left, single receiver to the right. High snap handled. Fake the handoff, looking to pass. Martinez across the middle and nobody home. Except for almost Davian Navarrete. And also in the neighborhood too, Faulkner. So it is incomplete. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. So 2nd and 10 for Van Horn. Tonight's game, of course, great sponsors. You see them there at the bottom of your screen. Presentation to Walmart Digital, One Radio Square, and Kicks 103 Sports. Single receiver to the left, single receiver to the right. Martinez from the pistol formation, deep back with him is Ramos. He'll hand it to Ramos, bobbles, and then is met at the line and dropped as Gaitan on a big stop. Also, big number 58, who actually originally slowed him up. That was Daniel Amato. And timeout going to be taken by the Panthers. And no gain by Ramos. We'll bring up a 3rd down and 10. 1 minute exactly remaining here in the first half. And so taking the timeout. I think Coach Satterwhite's thinking, well, hey, maybe, we can hold them couple times here, get the ball back, maybe have a time for a couple of plays here. I believe Jal still got 2 timeouts. They'd like to see if they could reel off another score right quick. Numbers when we go to halftime are going to be extremely lopsided. Under 60 yards total offense so far in the first half for Van Horn. Jal looking at over 200, nearly 300 on the ground. So out of the Panther timeout, it'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Eagles of Van Horn. There's a few folks starting to file in here. Beautiful, beautiful night on I-10 in deep West Texas, far West Texas, as they say. As Martinez awaits the snap, Good snap this time, hands it, nope, fakes the handoff, comes across, has Correa at the 42, but nothing else doing as it's complete. It'll be a pickup of 5, Martinez to Correas, and then Jal going to take the timeout immediately with it being 4th down and 5. We'll just keep it right here, 52 seconds to go. Now I've got to think that Coach Terrell's gonna play the odds here, play the smart football move and punt it away. But this is an opportunity here, and you don't know the status of Jesus Urias. You hope he's okay. Javier Muro, who was their do everything back coming into tonight, he was out on the first play of the ball game. The Panthers definitely came to play tonight. There is, I think, some perception that New Mexico football is inferior to Texas football, no matter the level. That is not the case. Maybe at some of the tippy top levels with some of the absolute best teams in every classification, that may indeed be the case. But New Mexico, and I've called a lot of Texas football over the years, can be incredibly competitive depending on the team. And so on a 4th down and 5, Van Horn will elect to go for it with their backup quarterback in the game. Martinez tries the hard count to get the Panthers to jump. They do not, and with the time clock winding down, the Eagles take their second timeout. So they want to talk about things. Well, we've got a moment. Big thanks, Woolworth Community Library, Panther Energy, Mamacitas, the Jal Schools, Iron Horse Sports Grill, and Eunice Pump and Supply, making Jal Panther football and Lady Panther volleyball possible here this fall. We will have Lady Panther volleyball back soon. Of course, thank those businesses that support your kids. Make sure that we can do this free of charge. Never have to charge you, unfortunately. Too many broadcasters trying to do that now, and too many supposed people claiming to be broadcasters charging to watch your kids and teams play. We don't appreciate that, and we don't agree with it, and so we don't beg for donations. We don't charge your kids. And those sponsors make sure that we can do that. And so support those businesses that support your Jal Panther athletes. So on a 4th down and 5 out of the timeout. Going to come out in the punt formation this time. Averretti back deep to receive, and it's a bad punt over the head of the punter. Martinez going to chase it all the way back to the 19 and just have to fall on it. That'll go in the books as a sack. So he goes from the 43 to the 19. That is a 24-yard sack. Owie. And so that'll be the 3rd sack officially of the night. And the Panthers are going to have beautiful field position. Still a couple of timeouts to work with, or one timeout anyway, in 46 seconds. And Van Horn has not shown the ability to stop them at all yet tonight. Of course, in Texas, there is no running clock rule at 35 and no 50-point mercy rule except in 6-man football. Twins to the right, single receiver to the left. Ornelas waits on it. Gaitan in the backfield with him. Take the handoff to Gaitan. Ornelas rolls, fires, and in and out of the hands of his intended target, Lindman. So incomplete. Ornelas just 1 for 5 in the first half. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. Of course, it does stop the clock. The incomplete pass. Panthers have got to be thinking, hey, we know we can pretty much run it whenever we want to. Already inside the Eagle red zone on a 2nd down and 10 from the 19-yard line. Panther football already leading 22-zip. Ornelas waits, fakes the handoff, rolls right, throws right, complete to Gaitan to the 10 and out at the 5-yard line. 14-yard completion to Gaitan. And it'll be a 1st down for the Panthers. So it'll be 1st and goal for the Panthers, as a matter of fact. So 1st and goal, let's see for sure where they are going to mark the ball. They put it down at the 4-yard line. So 1st and goal from the 4 after the 15-yard completion. Panthers looking to tack another one on here late. 34 seconds remaining in the half. Ornelas waits on it, has it, Keeps it himself, goes left, sweeps it out, and into the end zone. 6 on the board. Touchdown, Panthers. Third rushing touchdown for Daniel Ornelas. He has 150 rushing yards. And Jal up 28-0 with 28 seconds remaining here in the first half of play. Well, the Panthers kind of sputtered a little bit on their first drive, but have absolutely dominated since then. So I'm going to attempt the point after here with Abraham Vasquez. He's got plenty of leg. Sometimes he's just not quite sure where it's going yet. Now Vasquez to attempt the extra point. Wind blowing from right to left from his perspective. It's a bad snap, and that's going to be over the head of everybody. Going to just have to go back and eat that one up. So the conversion is no good on a bad snap. And with 28 seconds to go in the half, Panther football continues in a moment.
The Woolworth Community Library is a proud supporter of the Jal Panthers. They are excited to have their kids back into schools and in sports, all while staying safe. The Woolworth Library staff encourages you to swing by the library and check out all of the cool stuff just for kids. Great reads for all ages. Call 575-395-3268 for library hours and online resources. The Woolworth Library, a proud supporter of Lee County Athletics.
Panther Energy is excited for the Jal Panthers and proud of all the Jal students' great success this year. Panther Energy is your one stop for construction, dirt work, and environmental remediation. Panther Energy, 1179 South 3rd Street in Jal, or call 575-395-2654, 575-395-2654 for more information. Panther Energy, a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics.
The Panthers take advantage of a bad snap on a punt 19 yards into the end zone. A 6-yard romp for Daniel Ornelas, and the point after is no good, but still a 28-0 lead for the Panthers as they've reeled off 4 unanswered scores here in the first half. And it'll be another short kick that'll be fielded at the 45-yard line. So let's see if Coach Terrell, who's going to have the ball to start the second half, elects to run a couple of plays, or he just kneels it down and sees what happens. 27 seconds on the clock, so yeah, they would have to maybe do a kneel down. Yeah, they'd have to burn 2.5 seconds off the clock and kneel it down. So Van Horn from their own 45-yard line. Martinez still in the ball game as the quarterback. Waits on it, high snap, handles it, hands it off to Ramos, comes near side, and he is hit and hit hard. Gaitan, and also number 50 on that stop, Cervantes. Big hit back at the 40-yard line. Officially, they're going to say 4-yard loss for Ramos. And I have a feeling they're going to run it out right here. Yep, they are. And so we have played a half of football from here at Van Horn, Texas, and the Jal Panthers lead this one 28-0. Panther football and the halftime report coming up right here on Jal Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Mamacitas in Jal has a broad selection of specials. Try the Mexican food, asado, tamales, enchiladas, and so much more. At Mamacitas, you can have it all. Mexican food, donuts, and a steamy cup of coffee at the coffee shop. Mamacitas has authentic Mexican food from the heart of good old Jal, New Mexico. Mamacitas, 301 South Main in Jal, is a proud supporter of the Jal community. The staff of the Jal Public School District is proud of their Jal Panthers. Those late practices, hard work, and dedication paid off. Go Panthers! Jal schools have continually provided a quality education and safe environment for the students. Jal Public School System is on the move. Are you ready? Jal Public Schools, another proud sponsor of all Lee County athletics and academics. Iron Horse Sports Grill is now open. Burgers, wings, steaks, salads, pastas, oysters, and tons more, all delish. Check out their full online menu on Facebook under Iron Horse Sports Grill. Open Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. For takeout orders, just call 395-2109. That's 395-2109. Iron Horse Sports Grill, a taste you'll remember. 204 East Kansas Avenue.
For over 25 years, Eunice Pump and Supply has been more than just a business. They've been a part of the heartbeat of Eunice. From the oil fields to the classrooms, Eunice Pump and Supply is all in backing the athletes, cheering on scholars, and investing in the future of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply takes pride in their hard-working team, their dedication to excellence, and most of all, the youth. Visit Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, and now proudly serving Lovington at 321 North Main. Your hometown partner and a proud supporter of Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, local, loyal, and proud to serve.
The Woolworth Community Library is a proud supporter of the Jal Panthers. They are excited to have their kids back into schools and in sports, all while staying safe. The Woolworth Library staff encourages you to swing by the library and check out all of the cool stuff just for kids. Great reads for all ages. Call 575-395-3268 for library hours and online resources. The Woolworth Library, a proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Panther Energy is excited for the Jal Panthers and proud of all the Jal students' great success this year. Panther Energy is your one stop for construction, dirt work, and environmental remediation. Panther Energy, 1179 South 3rd Street in Jal, or call 575-395-2654, 575-395-2654 for more information. Panther Energy, a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics.
Back here in Van Horn, it is halftime, and it's been all Panthers in this one. They lead it 28-0. I'm TJ Miracle filling in for Ron Gunter tonight. Taking a look at the numbers in the first half of this one. We will start with the Van Horn Eagles. They've had rough going of it. Two quarterbacks, Jesus Urias and then Martinez, coming in relief, have gone a combined 4 of 10 for 32 yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions. All 4 receptions coming to Correa. So he has the 32 receiving yards that have been thrown so far. They have had absolutely zero luck on the ground. Their leading rusher right now, before he went out, was Jesus Urias. He had 5 carries and 17 yards total in those 5 carries. Ramos, coming in relief, has 4 carries for 19 yards. Or 9 yards, pardon me. It's a little dark here. We're set back from the stadium. But then Martinez, on a bad snap, was sacked. He lost 24 yards. Segura, 1 carry, 1 yard. Muro, 1 carry for 0 yards. So not good times on the ground for Van Horn. They get 32 through the air, 3 on the ground. And even I can do the math on that one. That is 35 yards total offense in the first half. And, oh, by the way, they were flagged 1, 2, 3, 4 times for 35 yards. So they really, except for their special teams, and I don't keep those numbers when I'm flying completely solo, they have 0 net yards. It'll be a little bit more than that with special teams put in, but not just a whole lot, and no score either time. Their longest play from scrimmage was a 24-yard run by Urias, and that was it. Their only quote-unquote explosive play in the first half. There was a lot of explosive plays for the Panthers in the first half, as Daniel Ornelas, not spectacular through the air, but that's not his game. That's what you'd expect. He was 2 of 6 for 34 yards in that first half. A 20-yard completion to Davian Navarrete, a 14-yard completion to David Gaitan. So, yeah, there you go. That's the passing. On the ground, though, Ornelas has taken over 13 carries, 150 yards, and 3 touchdowns. More importantly, the Panther signal caller has not been sacked yet tonight. Zayden Lujan, before he went out, had 7 carries for 67 yards. Gaitan taking over the running back role. 6 carries, 36 yards, including an 8-yard touchdown. And Davian Navarrete, he had 1 carry for 10 yards in that first half. So 34 through the air, 263 on the ground. That's 297 total yards in the first half. A fantastic move there for the Panthers as they score 6 points in the first. They scored 22 in the second. That's how they get to their 28 on the board. They had 10 first downs in that first half and converted on those to just 3 for the Van Horn Eagles. And yeah, when you've got nearly 300 yards on, they were whistled 3 times for 20 yards in the penalty department. So when you've got nearly 300 and they don't even have 30, well, I'd say that's a pretty good recipe for going to 500 on the year if you are the Jal Panthers. We'll take another timeout, come back and talk more about it as Panther football continues here on the Jal Sports YouTube channel and on HobbsAmerica.com.
Mamacitas in Jal has a broad selection of specials. Try the Mexican food, asado, tamales, enchiladas, and so much more. At Mamacitas, you can have it all. Mexican food, donuts, and a steamy cup of coffee at the coffee shop. Mamacitas has authentic Mexican food from the heart of good old Jal, New Mexico. Mamacitas, 301 South Main in Jal, is a proud supporter of the Jal community. The staff of the Jal Public School District is proud of their Jal Panthers. Those late practices, hard work, and dedication paid off. Go Panthers! Jal schools have continually provided a quality education and safe environment for the students. Jal Public School System is on the move. Are you ready? Jal Public Schools, another proud sponsor of all Lee County athletics and academics. Iron Horse Sports Grill is now open. Burgers, wings, steaks, salads, pastas, oysters, and tons more, all delish. Check out their full online menu on Facebook under Iron Horse Sports Grill. Open Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. For takeout orders, just call 395-2109. That's 395-2109. Iron Horse Sports Grill, a taste you'll remember. 204 East Kansas Avenue.
For over 25 years, Eunice Pump and Supply has been more than just a business. They've been a part of the heartbeat of Eunice. From the oil fields to the classrooms, Eunice Pump and Supply is all in backing the athletes, cheering on scholars, and investing in the future of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply takes pride in their hard-working team, their dedication to excellence, and most of all, the youth. Visit Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, and now proudly serving Lovington at 321 North Main. Your hometown partner and a proud supporter of Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, local, loyal, and proud to serve.
The Woolworth Community Library is a proud supporter of the Jal Panthers. They are excited to have their kids back into schools and in sports, all while staying safe. The Woolworth Library staff encourages you to swing by the library and check out all of the cool stuff just for kids. Great reads for all ages. Call 575-395-3268 for library hours and online resources. The Woolworth Library, a proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Panther Energy is excited for the Jal Panthers and proud of all the Jal students' great success this year. Panther Energy is your one stop for construction, dirt work, and environmental remediation. Panther Energy, 1179 South 3rd Street in Jal, or call 575-395-2654, 575-395-2654 for more information. Panther Energy, a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics.
Mamacitas in Jal has a broad selection of specials. Try the Mexican food, asado, tamales, enchiladas, and so much more. At Mamacitas, you can have it all. Mexican food, donuts, and a steamy cup of coffee at the coffee shop. Mamacitas has authentic Mexican food from the heart of good old Jal, New Mexico. Mamacitas, 301 South Main in Jal, is a proud supporter of the Jal community. The staff of the Jal Public School District is proud of their Jal Panthers. Those late practices, hard work, and dedication paid off. Go Panthers! Jal schools have continually provided a quality education and safe environment for the students. Jal Public School System is on the move. Are you ready? Jal Public Schools, another proud sponsor of all Lee County athletics and academics. Iron Horse Sports Grill is now open. Burgers, wings, steaks, salads, pastas, oysters, and tons more, all delish. Check out their full online menu on Facebook under Iron Horse Sports Grill. Open Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. For takeout orders, just call 395-2109. That's 395-2109. Iron Horse Sports Grill, a taste you'll remember. 204 East Kansas Avenue.
And welcome back to Jal Panther football here on Jal Sports YouTube and on HobbsAmerica.com. Yeah, sorry, a little bit of a longer break than I intended there. I had a soda pop explode on me, which is always fun. Yeah, never leave them in your bag, kids. I should know that. All right, well, anyway, great to have you here as the Panthers in command of this one, a 28-0 halftime score. And you got to think the Panthers are going to come out and just continue to do what they've got. Your keys to the second half for the Jal Panthers, just continue to run, and then maybe run some more. 263 rushing yards in the first half. Until they prove they can stop you, do it. That also shortens up the game, takes some time out of it, and yeah, it means you're out of here earlier and you have probably less chances to get anybody hurt. On defense, just keep doing what you've been doing. The Panthers have been flying to the ball, moving around very impressively on the few occasions where Van Horn has gotten past the line. The linebackers and the defensive backs have done a nice job swarming to the ball and bringing them down. They need to continue to do that. If there's any little boo-boo in the ball game, it's been special teams. A couple of missed extra points, so I'm not sure if you're Coach Satterwhite, you do that again. Or maybe you do. I mean, you're up big. Van Horn has shown absolutely no inclination that they can stop you. So, maybe, you can play around a little bit. But I think you probably want at least 2 more scores, if not 3. We'll call it 2 more scores before maybe you start thinking about playing with things a little bit, and then maybe getting some of your younger players in the ballgame. If you're Van Horn, you're just going to come out and you are going to continue to play the best you can. A little bit different animal this week from the Tornillo Lobos last week. Are they the Lobos or are they the Wolves? I can't remember, but yeah. This, I think, Van Horn team came out thinking, hey, they had this. They got the 55-0 win last week, but Jal is a little bit different animal. Even though Jal 1-2, their schedule so far has been very tough, and they are without a doubt in the toughest district in the state. With Eunice, of course, perennial powerhouse. Texaco, perennial powerhouse. Loving has their years, to be sure. And Jal, of course, is one of those power programs, winning state just a couple of years ago. So, the Panthers, they play a lot of very, very, very tough competition. And, even the JV teams that they have traditionally played have been pretty tough. Hobbs was not a walkover. The Las Cruces JV on Thursday night coming up is not going to be a walkover either. Matter of fact, the Las Cruces JV last year beat the Panthers there at Las Cruces High. So next week they'll be looking for a little bit of revenge and, looking to get on the winning side of the ledger going into the district season, which is not going to be an easy one. Eunice, Texaco, Jal, Loving, always tough. So that's kind of what we've got right here. Both teams in the field house, the Eagle Field House, as they call it, behind the home stands. Great facilities here at Van Horn. Like I said, when I was here, and again, I'm going to date myself a little bit. I can't remember if it was Forsan or Cahoma that played here, played football. I was doing them at the time for a radio station, radio group, and yeah, the field was kind of like playing in the dirt parking lot to my left. It might have been more comfortable than that. I'm not sure. Their baseball facility also has been redone. It's beautiful, and it was not like that. I did a playoff game between Clint or was it one of the? It was one of the El Paso schools in Big Spring. Again, that was nearly 30 years ago too, and that facility was not nearly like that. I was a little mad we didn't get to play at Cogernaut that series there in Alpine, but we got it played in Big Spring 1. So that's where I'm from. That's where I started calling, so I was happy about that. And I'm very happy that the Jal Panthers in the lead of this one, 28-0. Masterful performance in the first half. Daniel Ornelas responsible for 184 yards combined offense in that first half. Absolutely fantastic for the Panther signal caller, of course, 6'1" senior, who also plays linebacker. He's had a couple of pretty good tackles out there too. So the Panthers, they're rolling. They just need to continue to do what they do, and they should be in pretty good shape all told tonight. Because we started early. We are at halftime already. The rest of the Lee County games just getting underway. The Hobbs Eagles just down the road from me a piece over in El Paso, taking on the Parkland Matadors on Hobbs Sports YouTube. Then Lovington starting district tonight against the defending 5A champs, but they knocked them off last year. Trying to do it again. They're in Roswell tonight at the Wool Bowl against Roswell High. My partner in crime, Dawn Morgan, handling that one for me tonight while I'm here on assignment, covering for Ron. Ron, get to feeling better. Then you've got the Eunice Cardinals taking on the Morton Indians tonight. Eunice Sports YouTube, Jimmy, Rosendo, Charlie, whole Eunice crew there. And then you got the Tatum Coyotes, Tripp and Adriana. They're in Coyoteville. Tatum taking on the Fort Sumner Foxes. So best of luck to all of our Lee County teams. Of course, all those games available, HobbsAmerica.com, and on those respective teams' YouTube channels, too. So the Panthers are back out on the field to start their halftime going into the second half warm-ups. Have not seen the Eagles of Van Horn come out yet, but I'm sure they will soon. So we'll take a timeout, come back, and kick off the second half. This is Jal Panther football from New Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports and Kicks 103 on Jal Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Iron Horse Sports Grill is now open. Burgers, wings, steaks, salads, pastas, oysters, and tons more, all delish. Check out their full online menu on Facebook under Iron Horse Sports Grill. Open Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. For takeout orders, just call 395-2109. That's 395-2109. Iron Horse Sports Grill, a taste you'll remember. 204 East Kansas Avenue.
For over 25 years, Eunice Pump and Supply has been more than just a business. They've been a part of the heartbeat of Eunice. From the oil fields to the classrooms, Eunice Pump and Supply is all in backing the athletes, cheering on scholars, and investing in the future of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply takes pride in their hardworking team, their dedication to excellence, and most of all, the youth. Visit Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, and now proudly serving Lovington at 321 North Main. Your hometown partner and a proud supporter of Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, local, loyal, and proud to serve.
The Woolworth Community Library is a proud supporter of the Jal Panthers. They are excited to have their kids back into schools and in sports, all while staying safe. The Woolworth Library staff encourages you to swing by the library and check out all of the cool stuff just for kids. Great reads for all ages. Call 575-395-3268 for library hours and online resources. The Woolworth Library, a proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Panther Energy is excited for the Jal Panthers and proud of all the Jal students' great success this year. Panther Energy is your one stop for construction, dirt work, and environmental remediation. Panther Energy, 1179 South 3rd Street in Jal, or call 575-395-2654, 575-395-2654 for more information. Panther Energy, a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics.
Mamacitas in Jal has a broad selection of specials. Try the Mexican food, asado, tamales, enchiladas, and so much more. At Mamacitas, you can have it all. Mexican food, donuts, and a steamy cup of coffee at the coffee shop. Mamacitas has authentic Mexican food from the heart of good old Jal, New Mexico. Mamacitas, 301 South Main in Jal, is a proud supporter of the Jal community. The staff of the Jal Public School District is proud of their Jal Panthers. Those late practices, hard work, and dedication paid off. Go Panthers! Jal schools have continually provided a quality education and safe environment for the students. Jal Public School System is on the move. Are you ready? Jal Public Schools, another proud sponsor of all Lee County athletics and academics.
Back here in Van Horn, Texas, getting ready for the start of the second half of this one between the Panthers and the Van Horn Eagles. I'm TJ Miracle filling in for Ron Gunter, who is a bit under the weather. It's been all Jal in this one, leading it 28-0. Thanks for being with us. Of course, after tonight, Panthers one more pre-district tune-up. They will have a short week as they take on the Las Cruces JV on Thursday night next week from back in Pantherland at Panther Stadium. I will be filling in on that one once again. Dawn Morgan will be alongside. So hope that you can make that game. But if you can't, of course, you can watch and listen right here on the Jal Sports YouTube channel, Jal Panther Sports on YouTube. Please subscribe, by the way, HobbsAmerica.com. And so it will be the Panthers to kick it away, leading this one by 4 scores. Let's see what the Panthers adjusted at halftime. Let's see what the Eagles adjusted at halftime. And, well, let's get ready for this third quarter. So the Panthers going to tee it up and get ready to send it to the east. Actually, it'll be kind of the southeast, and that one's going towards the sideline. Be fielded at the 35. Coming back across, that's Correa to the 40, to the 42-yard line. And so it'll be first down and 10 for the Eagles from their own 42-yard line. Let's see who they bring out to run the offense here, too. They were making some wholesale changes in the second quarter there. Don't know that Urias was hurt, but it looks like they're going to put Martinez back out there at the quarterback position. So Martinez is the quarterback. We are 6 seconds into this third quarter. Panthers leading 28-0. And now they're going to set the ball, and they'll put it officially at the 41. So Van Horn takes over first and 10 from their own 41-yard line. Panther D puts 3 men across the front. Trips to the right, single receiver to the left. Martinez, high snap, handles it. Fakes it. Nope, he hands it off to Ramos, who gets knifed down at the line. And, we got some extracurriculars as making a great play on the far side was Steven Cervantes, but then they're going to get him for 15 yards. We're going to get a couple of 15-yarders there. Ouch, you got to keep yourself in check here. So let's see if they're offsetting or what happens. Cervantes not happy. Coach Satterwhite brings him over. So the official hollering over at the sideline. Coach Satterwhite shakes his head. And so let's see what the white cap signals here. And we're going to have dead ball personal foul on the Panthers. So that's 15 yards. And then we've got an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Jal, too. I can't remember if UIL rules means that they get 15 out of this or if they get 30. Well, let's see. There's 10. There's 15. There's 20. So that's 2 15-yarders, and that's bad ones against the Panthers. So that will be 50 penalty yards now for the Panthers and a free first down for the Eagles of Van Horn. You cannot react when things happen out there, as that'll take Van Horn all the way inside their 30 to the Panther 28-yard line. Bad penalty for the Panthers there to get 2 bad penalties, unsportsmanlike conduct and a dead ball personal foul. Trips to the right side, single receiver to the left. High snap, it's over Martinez's head. Ramos going to have to chase it down. Gets it back at the 40 and then is knocked down at the 38-yard line. It'll be a 10-yard loss on the run for Ramos. And so it'll be second down and 20 now. So the Panthers get a break after 30 yards worth of penalties. They'll move back the Eagles back to the 37-yard line. Second down and 18 officially. Let me get that adjusted here. So second down and 18 for Van Horn. Back at the 37-yard line. Jal puts 3 men across the front. Martinez waits on the snap. Another high one. It is over his head. Ramos going to go whack into his own territory. Picks it up at the 45. And then he is going to be driven back and down at the 40. We'll call it the 47-yard line. So that's another 20-yard loss. And so Ramos now in negative territory. And it is third down in El Paso. They've got to get it to the 20. So that's a 34-yard, third and 34. So, yeah, they got to get it to El Paso, basically. So, third and 34, 2 bad snaps. That's been an issue tonight for Van Horn. Bad snaps have definitely cost them a whole lot of yards. Twins to the left, to the right, single receiver to the left. Panthers show blitz and whistle sound, and going to have a delay of game on the Eagles. So they'll pick up their 5th penalty for 40 yards. So now 3rd and 39. So much further back, it'll be 3rd and Las Cruces. Jal puts 4 across this time. They just hand it to Ramos. He's hitting the backfield, and he's going to lose a couple of yards. Great job up front by the Panthers, and leading the swarm there was Salceda. And it'll be a 1-yard loss for Ramos. So now 4th and 40. So yeah, it's 4th and Las Cruces. And it will be punt time, I've got to think for sure here, for the home team Eagles, who this has not started off like they wanted it to. 9:25 to go in the 3rd. And Van Horn has moved backwards even after a 30-yard Jal penalty. And it's a bad snap. It's handled by Martinez, and then it's blocked by Gaitan. It is loose on the ground, still loose, and falling on it is going to be Ramos, but he's back at the 29-yard line. So it's another 11-yard loss for Ramos. And it is 1st and 10 for the Panthers. And they are deep inside of Van Horn territory. With this one getting a little chippy, Coach Satterwhite may just decide to go ahead and keep the dogs out there a little bit longer. From the Van Horn 29-yard line, is even with the 30 yards worth of Panther penalties, they moved backwards over 40 yards in the space of 3 plays. So now a whistle and timeout going to be taken, as I think Coach Tyrrell wants to know the number of the bus that hits him. Yeah, it's a lot of bus, and they're wearing blue and white and gold. So, yeah, it's the Jal Panthers. 8:58 to go, 3rd quarter. Jal 28, their first possession of the second half upcoming. And we'll just keep it right here, actually, and say a big thank you to our friends at the Iron Horse Grill, Eunice Pump and Supply, the Jal Schools, Mamacitas, Panther Energy, and Woolworth Library, making Panther football possible here on Jal Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com from Kicks 103. I'm TJ Miracle, and because of those great sponsors, making sure that we never have to charge you, never have to beg you for donations. You don't think it's right that unfortunately too many quote-unquote broadcasters try and charge you to watch and listen to your kids or beg you for donations to do so? We don't, and it's because of those great sponsors. So support those businesses and organizations that support your athletes. Twins to the right, single receiver to the left. Panthers moving from the right to the left. Ornelas with it, hands it to Gaitan. He sweeps it to the right side, and he gets tripped up as he crosses the 25 to the 24-yard line. David, a 5-yard gain there. So he's got 6 carries for 41 yards. It'll be a 2nd down and 5 for Jal. And they can just take their time. No huge hurry here. You're dominating this Van Horn squad. Twins to the left, single receiver to the right. Gaitan gets the handoff again, sweeps it left side this time. He's got some room. He's across the 20, 15, 10, 5. Put it in the end zone. 6 on the board. Touchdown Panthers, as Gaitan will take it in from 24 yards out for his 2nd rushing touchdown of the night. 34-0 is the score with the point after to come. So let's see if Coach Satterwhite decides to go for 2 here. I think he will. Yep. Of course, the thing to remember in Texas, you do not have mercy rule timing. It will not be running clock. Texas plays by NCAA rules, not National Federation of High School rules. With it, Ornelas across the middle and in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. Faulkner cutting across the middle. Incomplete, but with 8:14 to go, it is Jal 34, Van Horn nothing. Panther football continues in a moment.
Mamacitas in Jal has a broad selection of specials. Try the Mexican food, asado, tamales, enchiladas, and so much more. At Mamacitas, you can have it all. Mexican food, donuts, and a steamy cup of coffee at the coffee shop. Mamacitas has authentic Mexican food from the heart of good old Jal, New Mexico. Mamacitas, 301 South Main in Jal, is a proud supporter of the Jal community. The staff of the Jal Public School District is proud of their Jal Panthers. Those late practices, hard work, and dedication paid off. Go Panthers! Jal schools have continually provided a quality education and safe environment for the students. Jal Public School System is on the move. Are you ready? Jal Public Schools, another proud sponsor of all Lee County athletics and academics.
The Panthers have a short drive, both in terms of plays and in yardage, capped off with a 24-yard touchdown run by David Gaitan. Point after, no good. And Jal in command, 35-0. And on the kickoff, it'll be another squib. It'll bounce. It hits a player who then picks it up and goes forward, goes backwards, winds up backwards at the 29-yard line. For the Panthers defense and special teams, bring him down. That was Zach Easley on the return. Let's see where they put him. They're going to, well, the side judge is giving him a pretty, the head linesman giving him a pretty generous spot at the 30. I think it should be more like about the 27, but we'll see for sure. And yep, the ump going to put the ball down. Yeah, Jal was like, hey, it should be back around the 27. They're going to give him the 30. Well, maybe a bit generous on the spot, but all right, it's fine. Forward progress. I can see that, so that's fine. 8:08 to go in the third. And on the snap, Martinez will hand it off, and about a 1-yard gain for Muro, who's back in the game. Good to see that young man back. 2nd down and 9 for the Eagles of Van Horn. 7:45 remaining here in the third. I would expect both teams to pretty much just keep it on the ground and try and end this one. Again, Texas plays under NCAA rules. That's what the University Interscholastic League does. UIL is pretty much controlled by the University of Texas and Texas A&M, while New Mexico plays National Federation of High Schools rules, which are a bit different, including on timing and blowouts. High snap. Martinez handles it that time. He'll take it to the right side, but is hit behind the line. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage before the Panthers bring him down. On that stop was Isaac Salinas. Salinas, who's having a good game out there. It will be no gain for Martinez, and so it'll be 3rd down and 9 for Van Horn. And Jarius was actually out there that time. He comes out, so they're going to let Martinez continue to run the offense. 6:50 to go here in the third quarter. I would expect time to tick pretty quickly for both squads on this one. You don't want anybody to get hurt, and you don't want tempers to flare too much. So on a 3rd down and 9, it's another bad snap, as this time Muro going to go back, and he's going to scoop it up at the 10, and that's where he is going to be dropped. It's a 20-yard loss for Xavier Muro. And so it'll be 4th down and 29. It's going to take me a while to get to 29 on the score bug, so bear with me. So on 4th down and 29 to go, definitely going to be punt time. If you're the Panthers, you might think about just coming after this one. See if you can get a block. They already had one. Gaitan getting the hand on it earlier. They have not shown that they can stop your line, and it's another bad snap. It is handled this time. Urias kicks it away, gets it off the side of his foot, and all things considered, gets it off pretty good. And it'll be downed down the field by their number 1. That is Gary, who downs it. So at the 24-yard line, the Panthers will take back over in complete control of this one, and 5:40 to go here in the third quarter. Let me switch the score bug around if I can make it work. There we go. Again, I am flying solo tonight. So any goof ups on the score bug or the camera are completely mine. So Ornell is still out there at the quarterback position. He's flanked on either side, Navarrete and Gaitan. hand it to Navarrete, and he goes right into the teeth of the Van Horn line on the right side over the guard and gets a couple of yards out of it. I'll give Davian 2 yards, 2 carries for 12 yards for Navarrete. And it'll be a 2nd down and 8 for the Panthers. So on a 2nd down and 8, Panther football. Knocking on the door of the red zone once again. In command of this one. Split backs in the backfield with Ornelas. Let me see if we can frame that back up a little bit better there. Good snap, Ornelas. Delayed handoff, and yep, probably time to take that one out of the book and throw it away, as he does give it to Davian, just as Davian gets crushed by 6 different Eagles. Segura leads the way, and so it'll be a 4-yard loss. And it's a 3rd down and 12 now for the Panthers. 4.5 to go in the 3rd. Ball spotted at the 26-yard line. Expect to see him probably either give it to Gaitan or just keep it in Ornelas' hands this time. Twins to the left, single receiver to the right. Ornelas got it. They were trying a quick pass play, but going to have a false start on the Panthers, I do believe. Yep, it'll be false start on the Panthers, so another penalty. We'll make it 3rd down and 17 now for Jal. Again, when you're up 34-0, in command, of course, at the penalty, the clock stops. But you don't want to get sloppy. And the Panthers still on the march. 3rd down. Ornelas rolls, pressured, fires, wants it all down the left side, and incomplete, as the intended target was Ramos. So incomplete. It'll bring up a 4th down now for the Panthers for 4th and 17. And I would expect them to probably go for it with the incomplete pass. The clock does stop at 4 minutes remaining. They will roll the play clock. Game clock stays at 4 minutes here in the 3rd. Gaitan will be the lone back in the backfield with Ornelas this time. Twins to the left, twins to the right. From the roof of the visiting press box, or coach's box in this case, I'm TJ Miracle. High snap, handled. Ellis with it, fires, wants it all, goes down the middle, into the end zone. 6 on the board, touchdown Panthers, as the strike down the field to Ramos from 31 yards out, and the Panthers are rolling. So 6 more makes it 40-0 in favor of Jal. So on a 4th and 17, the Panthers on the march. And it looks like they will attempt the PAT, the standard version, with Vasquez again. And again, if you're just joining us, it will not be a running clock situation. They don't do that in Texas. Good snap, Segura. Vasquez with it, and it is good this time. So he gets his extra point to go through. And with 3:52 remaining in the 3rd, it is all Panthers, 41-0 over Van Horn. We'll be back as Panther football continues on Jal Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Iron Horse Sports Grill is now open. Burgers, wings, steaks, salads, pastas, oysters, and tons more, all delish. Check out their full online menu on Facebook under Iron Horse Sports Grill. Open Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. For takeout orders, just call 395-2109. That's 395-2109. Iron Horse Sports Grill, a taste you'll remember. 204 East Kansas Avenue.
For over 25 years, Eunice Pump and Supply has been more than just a business. They've been a part of the heartbeat of Eunice. From the oil fields to the classrooms, Eunice Pump and Supply is all in backing the athletes, cheering on scholars, and investing in the future of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply takes pride in their hardworking team, their dedication to excellence, and most of all, the youth. Visit Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, and now proudly serving Lovington at 321 North Main. Your hometown partner and a proud supporter of Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, local, loyal, and proud to serve.
Vasquez will tee it up at the 40. Welcome back as another squibber. That one will go bouncing through and will be picked up at the 20. Return coming to the near side and gets a good block to the 40, 45 to the 50 and across into Panther territory. A good return there, much needed for the beleaguered Eagles, as Gary with a good return that time, and they'll have their best starting field position really of the night. 3:44 remaining. I'm TJ Miracle. Welcome back. Panthers in control, have taken advantage of short fields and a little bit of sometimes maybe bad blood. 1st and 10, going to put it at the Panther 45. 3:44 remaining, and this is not running clock. We are in the Lone Star State, so there is no 35-point running clock and no 50-point mercy rule. There is a 50-point mercy rule in 6-man football, but this ain't 6-man. I've heard some talk about them maybe implementing that in the future, but not yet. So Martinez is the quarterback, and a bad snap, and it's over his head. As did they get a timeout taken before the snap? So, yeah, they're going to get lucky. It's a false start on Van Horn, so 1st and 15. They've just been all out of sorts all night, especially with the snaps. Jal's pressure has been impressive tonight from the line, so that'll move them right back to the midfield stripe. The big boys up front doing a great job tonight for the Panthers. This is send a man in motion. That's going to be Urias, and Martinez drops the snap, and he's going to be brought down. Not a sack, but it's a 4-yard loss. Since it was a muff, it'll go in the books as a designed run. Ramos tonight having all kinds of heck. 10 carries, negative 37 yards. It's 2nd and 19 now. So on 2nd down and 19. The Eagles just going to have to think about it. Clock continues to move with 3:10 remaining. Now they'll come up to the line. And I have seen Martinez in the center working over on the sideline between offensive possessions and still having troubles. Empty set in the backfield. Better snap this time. Martinez looks left, throws left, has a man at the 50. Good coverage down the field. But it is good for about 17 yards over there to Gary. Good for 17, but not enough for the first down. So it'll be 3rd down and about 2 now. I can get the score bug to cooperate with me there. There we go. Well, nope, they say he stepped out before, so it's actually 3rd down and 10, but still a good pass. Martinez back to pass, and he'll dump it underneath to Muro, who gets hit at the line, and no gain to Muro. It's a completed pass. So Muro caught the pass before as well. So 7 and 0, 7, there we go. It'll be 4th down and 10. As I'm a little bit off tonight. 1:45 to go in the 3rd. Van Horn is going to go for it. They are on the Jal side of the 50 from the 44-yard line in Panther territory. Good snap once again, back to pass. Martinez wants it all, has a man, and hit him in the helmet, and then hit him in the shoulder pads, incomplete. And over on downs to the Panthers. It's just been that kind of night for the home team Eagles. But had a man wide open, got behind the defense, and so Jal will take over with 1:28 to go here in the 3rd, and a 41-0 shellacking here at Van Horn. Tells me next week is not going to be that easy. That thing about that Las Cruces, even though it's the JV team and they're younger, they have got some big boys with Cruces. Next Thursday night, we'll have that game for you at Panther Stadium. Don Morgan and myself still filling in for Ron. Ron, hope you get feeling better. And soon, as a whistle sounds, as Coach Satterwhite not liking what he's seeing out there. They had the wrong personnel out, so he's going to burn a timeout. 1:28 to go. Or did they get delay a game? Or too many? Oh, they got too many ineligible men on the field before they could get the timeout called. Too many men on the field. No. A little bit of a silly penalty, but it's going to happen sometimes, especially if you're running some younger and different players in. Ornella's still in at quarterback. He'll hand it off. Navarrete, and he gets a couple out of it, up to about the 40-yard line. Be a pickup at 2. Pardon me, that's not Navarrete. That is number 14. That is Salinas. So Salinas picks up 2, and it'll be 2nd down and 13. So 2nd and 13 for the Panthers. In command of this one. 55 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. This one not in doubt from about 3 minutes into the second quarter. It's been all Panthers. Waiting on it. Faking the handoff to Salinas. As going through, running through, Ornelas, and we've got a fight going on the far side. I think somebody needs to get tossed there. It'll be a pickup of 8, and now we've got more fights on the sideline. Oh no, as Ornelas picks up 9. Great job for him, but I have a feeling we're getting ready to have kids tossed out of this one. And Urias was barking, and he said something, and guys were throwing. If fists came out, I mean, every flag on the field, every hat is on the field. And if players ran out for Van Horn, then, they're definitely going to have guys out. As Muro and Urias both escorted back to the sidelines by one of the coaches who were pulling the teams off the field. I have a feeling we're going to see some guys get ejected here. You hate to see a game like this get ugly. So let's see what's going on. And they're tossing people. And we've got unsportsmanlike conduct on the Panthers. And we've got unsportsmanlike conduct on the Eagles. And they tossed a Panther. I don't know that I agree with that. So, not sure which Eagle or which Panther they tossed. I didn't see them indicate that they were tossing out any of the Eagles, but one of the Panthers was tossed, and they've taken both teams off of the field with 27 seconds remaining. So, wow. The emotions running high. Jal, frankly, embarrassing Van Horn, and Van Horn not liking it. I'm sure some things are being said. Kids are kids, after all. Got to be careful with that, though. Even though we are not in New Mexico, I have a feeling the 2-strike rule still applies if they see something that is unsportsmanlike on that. But, one of the Panthers has been ejected, and yes, indeed, as they have thrown out Davian Navarrete. He has his helmet off, and he has been tossed. And so a long delay in this one while we get it sorted all out. And because Jal had the player tossed. Did they call offsetting penalties? Yeah, I think they wound up calling offsetting, but it was just Davian who got thrown out. If he would have just walked away, I think they probably should have tossed Urias too, just from what I saw. But they did not. So it'll be offsetting penalties, and we'll just reset. And it's 2nd down, and we'll call it about 8 to go. So 2nd and 8 to go. This will probably be the last play of the third quarter. So ball spotted still on the Panther side of the 50 from the 49-yard line. Back to it. Handing it off, and Salinas hit behind the line, gets away from 1, can't get away from 2, and we'll get back to the line, and that's it. And the Panthers will let it expire and go to the fourth quarter of play. And 2-1-0, and that will do it. So we head to the fourth quarter. It's been all Jal in this one. They lead it by a score of 41 41-0. Back for the fourth quarter right after this. Panther football continues in a moment.
The Woolworth Community Library is a proud supporter of the Jal Panthers. They are excited to have their kids back into schools and in sports, all while staying safe. The Woolworth Library staff encourages you to swing by the library and check out all of the cool stuff just for kids. Great reads for all ages. Call 575-395-3268 for library hours and online resources. The Woolworth Library, a proud supporter of Lee County Athletics.
Panther Energy is excited for the Jal Panthers and proud of all the Jal students' great success this year. Panther Energy is your one stop for construction, dirt work, and environmental remediation. Panther Energy, 1179 South 3rd Street in Jal, or call 575-395-2654, 575-395-2654 for more information. Panther Energy, a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics.
Back here for the start of the fourth quarter, the Panthers in command, 41-0, and facing a fourth down, and we'll call it about 7. Yeah, we'll call it 4th and 7 to go for Jal. If you're just joining us, we've had some fireworks on the scoreboard and on the other side, and the Panthers will start out by punting it, and that one is going to bounce and go into the end zone, and so it'll come back out to the 20-yard line. So all Jal in this one, and Coach Satterwhite, I think, wisely there, choosing to just punt the ball. So they'll bring it out to the 20. New set of downs for the home team. The Panthers not real happy as they've had a guy tossed out of the ball game. He said it was never ready, but he's still out there. And so actually I'm thinking that is Zirkus Ramos. So Ramos was actually the one thrown out, 2, not 3. So an ejection, and he'll have to sit out next week's game too. That's NMAA rules, even though we're in Texas. So just underway, and it's another high snap, and it winds up in the hands of Muro, and he goes left, is hit behind the line, and is dropped back at the 15. Great pursuit for the Panthers, and they are still jawing out there. They probably need to cut that out. Muro going to lose 5 on the play. So second down and 15. And rightfully the clock is moving. Even though they kept it on the ground, they did have it moving beforehand too. So a 41-0 score, I think maybe, just maybe, because I think in Texas, if the coaches agree, you can do running clock. But Martinez, good snap that time, hands it to Ramos, hit at the line, pushes forward, takes a couple of Panthers with him for a couple of yards. So it'll be a pickup of 2, 3rd down and 13 to go. Under 10 to play in the ball game, and one that has been all Jal. Jal starting to get some of the younger players out there, some experience and some time. So on a 3rd down and 13 to go. From the 17-yard line. Better snap this time to Martinez, and he'll throw it. It is complete at the 25, and then a great tackle made. Good job there by number 12, Eloy Beretta. So it'll be about an 8-yard gain. Complete to Correa. He's got 40 receiving yards. And so 4th down and 7. And so I've got to think Van Horn is, they're coming out like they're going to run the offense. And now a whistle and a timeout is going to be taken by Van Horn and Coach Tyrrell. So we'll take it with them. 9:04 to go in the ball game. All Jal, 41-0. Panther football continues in a moment.
Mamacitas in Jal has a broad selection of specials. Try the Mexican food, asado, tamales, enchiladas, and so much more. At Mamacitas, you can have it all. Mexican food, donuts, and a steamy cup of coffee at the coffee shop. Mamacitas has authentic Mexican food from the heart of good old Jal, New Mexico. Mamacitas, 301 South Main in Jal, is a proud supporter of the Jal community. Iron Horse Sports Grill is now open. Burgers, wings, steaks, salads, pastas, oysters, and tons more, all delish. Check out their full online menu on Facebook under Iron Horse Sports Grill. Open Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. For takeout orders, just call 395-2109. That's 395-2109. Iron Horse Sports Grill, a taste you'll remember. 204 East Kansas Avenue.
4th down and 3 officially as we are back here as the Eagles of Van Horn taking a timeout, deciding to go for it on 4th and 3, and they needed to get the 30, and they are going to be short as Martinez is going to be taken down at the 29-yard line. So he picks up 2, but that's not going to be enough, and the Panthers will have a short field to work with. Welcome back, and so Panthers with another short field to work with can put the exclamation point on this one, and they are doing a running clock. And so, yep, they're moving the chain gang around. And I am glad that they have agreed to do running clock here because this one could get very much out of hand very quickly if they did not. So a late sub in the ball game. That is Salinas in from the sideline, and now he'll go back with the quarterback. We do have a new quarterback in the game. Catch that number for you momentarily. Hand off around the end and nowhere to go. So the new running back in the ball game as whistles sound all over the place. That's Zavala. So Zavala actually going to lose 4 yards on the play. So 2nd down and 14. New quarterback in the ball game for the Panthers is Landon Edwards. So Edwards will be the new quarterback. He's got a couple of guys in the backfield with him. On a 2nd down and 14, teams have agreed to running clock. Hand it off to Salinas. He sweeps it to the left, still going to the left. Finally turns it upfield and gets a yard out of it. Salinas, 3 carries for 3 yards. And it'll be 3rd down and 13 to go. So 3rd and 13, good pursuit over there by Van Horn. Clock continues to move at 6:45 remaining. We click to 8 o'clock Mountain Time, 9 o'clock Texas time. Here from Van Horn, Texas. A beautiful little town, great facilities here. My hat's off to them. So on a 3rd and 13, 1 receiver left, 1 to the right. Extra back, Edwards with it, rolls right, throws right, and in and out of the hands of his intended target. Incomplete on his first pass of the night. And it'll be 4th down and 13 for the Panthers. They will go for it as we hit the halfway mark of this 4th quarter. Yeah, they've agreed to continue to run the clock. So 4th and 13 for Jal. Going to go to 500 after tonight. Go to 2-2 on the season, taking on the Bulldogs of Las Cruces High. I refuse to even put the W in my voice on that. My late grandmother would hurt me. She was a graduate of Las Cruces High, the Bulldogs, not dogs. And another pass over the middle. That one will be complete. We've got flags on the play down to the 15-yard line as Edwards finds his man. That's Lindman. But I think maybe we're going to have one coming back. And it'll be on Jal, yep. And so it'll be 4th down again as we're going to have an illegal man downfield. So it'll wipe out an 18-yard completion. 7 penalties, 65 yards for the Panthers. Well, now 4th and 18. Clock continues to move, though. 5.5 to go. Good pass, good catch for Lindman from Edwards. As Edwards will bring the play in from the sideline. Ball back at the 39-yard line. Well, they need to get it to the 20. So 19 yards, not 20. So let me get that corrected there. So 4th and 19. Edwards rolls right, going to be pressured, comes back to the left. Looking for some room, dumps it, and almost picked off as having to become a defender on that one, and doing a nice job of it, getting there right as the ball did, was Elias Gonzalez with the bump, and it'll go over on downs to the Eagles of Van Horn. Good job there by their number 27, as my rosters have gotten all kinds of goofed up. That's Lerma, almost got it. So 5 minutes remaining to play. They will roll the clock here. Van Horn still going to come out and try and get a pride score on the board at least. Martinez is still the quarterback. High snap, handles it. And then he will short arm that one to his intended receiver. That was Segura. So combined, let's see, that is 51 yards combined for the quarterbacks tonight through the air. On the ground, they are in negative territory as the Panther defense has taken advantage of a whole lot of really bad snaps. Yeah, net right now we're looking at, let's see, that's -4, -35, 41, -63 yards on the ground tonight for Van Horn, as they will take a timeout with 4:09 to go. We'll be back as Panther football continues in a moment.
The staff of the Jal Public School District is proud of their Jal Panthers. Those late practices, hard work, and dedication paid off. Go Panthers! Jal schools have continually provided a quality education and safe environment for the students. Jal Public School System is on the move. Are you ready? Jal Public Schools, another proud sponsor of all Lee County athletics and academics.
For over 25 years, Eunice Pump and Supply has been more than just a business. They've been a part of the heartbeat of Eunice. From the oil fields to the classrooms, Eunice Pump and Supply is all in backing the athletes, cheering on scholars, and investing in the future of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply takes pride in their hardworking team, their dedication to excellence, and most of all, the youth. Visit Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, and now proudly serving Lovington at 321 North Main. Your hometown partner and a proud supporter of Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, local, loyal, and proud to serve.
Out of the Eagle timeout, it'll be a handoff to Ramos. He's hit behind the line, hit again, spins, hits again, and they're finally going to blow him dead back at the 36-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard loss for Ramos, who has had a rough night of it. 10 carries, now 11 carries, -40 yards. I'm not going to be bringing up their yardage anymore. I mean, they're at negative basically 60, near now 70 yards rushing. Been a rough night. Of course, that's what happens when you have trouble with the center to quarterback exchange, and they've certainly had a lot of trouble with that. Panther defense with 4 sacks on the night officially. But it has been all Panthers in this one. Trips to the right, single receiver to the left on 3rd down, and about 13 to go. Pass to the far side will be complete across the 40 and then tippy-toeing out. So it goes to Segura. And he winds up with 7 yards on the completion. 31 yards through the air for the backup quarterback. And now it'll be 3rd down, make that 4th down. And about 7 to go. Sorry, I hadn't been keeping up with the bug like I needed to. So on a 4th down and 7, they will go for it. 2:41 running clock territory after both teams getting a little bit heated. Send a man in motion and another high snap. Martinez going to have to go bobble it, and he's just going to have to go eat it back at the 29-yard line. So it'll be a 12-yard loss. And so over on downs to the Panthers. And, yep, I've already got the possession arrow right. So Jal can pretty much choose to just run it out right here. Why is Van Horn standing at like the 35? Should be 1st and 10 from the 29. Because that's where the quarterback went down. All right, well, they make it the 30. I'm okay with that. So a 30-yard field for the Panthers as Edwards back out. Taking over at the quarterback position for Nellis, who had a whale of a night. 65 yards through the air, 159 on the ground. Sack, a couple of tackles. So good night for the Panthers senior signal caller. And now a flag flies, and of course it's going to be on us. False start on the Panthers. 8 penalties, 70 yards for Jal. So 1st and 15. 1:22 to go. I've been informed we will need to clear out pretty quick, so there's not going to be much of a post game. We'll actually do the post game and the pregame next week. But the Panthers will be victorious as we click down to 1 minute remaining. As Edwards, the quarterback, as Christian Rangel brings the play in. Well, with one receiver left, one to the right, 1st down and 15 for the Panthers. After the penalty, blitz comes. And on the sweep out, that's going to be Rangel, and he's out at the 25-yard line. Well, a pickup of 10. Actually, that was Edwards. He'll pick up a 10 for Edwards, and it'll be 2nd down and 5. As the Panthers going to run the clock out on this one, 21 seconds, play clock, game clock. There's about 1 second difference. So the Panthers, I think, will have to run one more play. And nope, the officials say nope, close enough to the same, and that will do it for tonight as the Jal Panthers going to be victorious in this one. Our final 41-0, a masterful performance all the way around 100 and just quick math, let's see, which is never my strong suit, which if you've listened to me ever before, you know that. But there's 610, so there is 75, 80. Basically, you've got about 500 total yards of offense, 450, 500 total offense for Jal. Again, we've been told we have to wrap it up pretty quick. Van Horn just no match for the number 4 team in Class 2A out of New Mexico, the Jal Panthers tonight, taking it to Van Horn from here in far west Texas in Van Horn. Our final again tonight is 41-0. Jal Panther football has been brought to you by Eunice Pump and Supply, the Iron Horse Grill, Jal Schools, Mamacita's Restaurant, Panther Energy, and the Woolworth Community Library. For Tiff and Evie, keeping an eye and an ear on things back at One Radio Square. For my normal partner in crime, Dawn Morgan. For the normal voice of the Panthers, Ron Gunter. Ron, get to feeling better, buddy. I'm TJ Miracle saying so long from Van Horn. Our final score, once again, the Panthers 41, Van Horn nothing. This has been an exclusive presentation of New Walmart Digital, One Radio Square, and Kicks 103 Sports. Good night, everybody.